Hi again, and welcome to the section where we will look at the 4 critical actions that as school staff members we must take if we form a reasonable suspicion that a child is being abused or at risk of abuse.
These actions are summarised in the 4 critical actions poster and detailed on the website.
So firstly, we need to know when to act.
That's right, Dane. It's pretty simple. We must act as soon as we witness an incident or form a reasonable belief that a child has or is at risk of being abused.
What's considered a reasonable belief?
A reasonable belief is a deliberately low threshold. We should err on the side of caution and act even if we're not sure. It's the role of authorities to investigate and take action.
So you don't have to witness abuse to form a reasonable belief?
No, you must act even if someone else tells you about the abuse. And also, Dane, it's really important that we keep clear, comprehensive notes about incidents and suspicions. The Responding to Suspected Child Abuse template, which is on the website, has been designed to support us to record all of the critical detail.
Okay, Willa, now we know when to act. Let's get into the 4 critical actions. Okay, so this all seems pretty straightforward. If a child is or is at immediate risk of harm, we'd have to ensure their safety by separating the alleged victim and others involved, administering first aid, and calling 000 for an ambulance or for police if needed.
Yep. We'd also have to identify someone at the school for future liaison with police and take reasonable steps to preserve evidence.
Like not cleaning up a potential crime scene or letting potential witnesses discuss the incident?
Exactly. So, one of the most important things we can do is report suspected abuse to the authorities so they can investigate and take action to protect the child or children. The first thing we need to determine is, where does the source of the suspected abuse come from?
So how would you respond if you suspect that someone within the school, like a staff member, contractor or volunteer, may be perpetrating child abuse?
Simple. You would contact the police straight away. You also have to alert your school principal or leadership team, and depending on whether you are at a government or Catholic school, you'd also have to contact the department or your local diocesan education office.
Okay, so what if you suspect that a family member or someone else in the community has perpetrated the abuse?
You would have to contact DHHS Child Protection, and if you suspect that the abuse is sexual, you'd also have to contact Victoria Police.
Okay, and you'd also have to let your principal or leadership team know too?
Definitely. And again, depending on whether you're at a government or Catholic school, you would also have to contact the department or your local diocesan education office.
So it seems obvious that you'd need to contact a child's parents to let them know what's going on so that they can support their child.
Ideally, yes. But there are some circumstances where contacting parents or carers may place a child at greater risk. This is why we must seek advice from DHHS Child Protection or Victoria Police to determine what information can be shared. And then, pending this advice, we'd contact the parents or carers as soon as possible.
What about if a student asks us not to contact their parents?
We would talk to the police and DHHS about that too. And there is more advice on this and suggestions on how to sensitively contact parents on the website too.
Almost there. Action number 4.
This is a really critical step. We know that child abuse can cause significant and ongoing trauma, and that schools play a central role in addressing this.
We also have a duty of care to ensure that the students feel safe and supported at school, don't we?
That's right. In order to provide holistic support, we need to undertake careful planning and work in partnership with wellbeing and health professionals and, where appropriate, parents or carers.
What are some of the things we should do?
Well, we should establish regular communication between the child's parent or carer, if this is appropriate. Convene a student support group to plan for and monitor support, and develop and implement a student support plan which documents the planned support strategies. There is also advice on the website on how to provide culturally and developmentally appropriate support, including specific actions to take if a child is Aboriginal, like me, or is an international student.
Thanks, Willa. Now I know when to act and how. Is there anything else I need to remember?
Just that you should act every time you form a reasonable belief that a child has been or is at risk of abuse. even when you're not sure, and even if the principal or someone else at the school recommends that you don't, it's your responsibility. Oh, and you should continue to report anything else that gives you further cause to believe a child is being abused. This helps authorities get further insight into what might be happening.
Thanks, Willa.